Sam took a step back, reflecting on everything they had learned about the pursuit of happiness. It had been an insightful journey, shattering assumptions and opening Sam's eyes to find fulfillment. Like Pi stranded at sea with Richard Parker, Sam feels ready to face the ups and downs of life's journey. Though lacking a literal tiger companion, Sam knows lasting happiness will require embracing unpredictability and finding meaning amidst chaos. Just as Pi persevered through storms and struggles, Sam is prepared to navigate adversity in pursuit of inner fulfillment. Armed with a new perspective gained from their exploration into the nature of happiness, Sam feels motivated to actively pursue true contentment. They now grasp that lasting joys takes more than fleeting pleasures. It requires living a purposeful life, embracing both beauty and hardship along the winding path. Sam looks forward to discovering more insights that can light the way. Research reveals a complex picture of what makes for a happy life. While genetics accounts for 35 to 50% of differences in our happiness levels, by shaping our innate disposition, circumstances like wealth and relationships only explain around 10%. Nearly 40% of happiness variation stems from intentional mindset and behaviors. Despite genetic predispositions, constructing thinking habits, healthy values, purpose, self-care, and optimism can transform our well-being. As Jonathan Haidt observed, it is worth striving to get the right relationships between yourself and others, between yourself and your work, and between yourself and something larger than yourself. Achieving lasting fulfillment requires balancing key elements like social bonds, self-awareness, purpose, and spiritual connection. Like Pi's bond with Richard Parker, relationships are vital for Sam. Family and friends provide companionship and understanding, nourishing the soul. Sam aimed to appreciate loved ones, keeping these caring bonds a priority. Though difficult, cultivating community is integral for fulfillment. Sam contemplated other pillars too: purpose, health, spirituality. Finding flow in work brings meaning. Caring for our bodies allows us to pursue dreams. For some, faith offers divine connection. Sam considered how to nourish each area through practices like lighting the path towards inner light. Happiness matters, though life also requires wisdom and resilience. The world isn't just the way it is how we understand it, no? Pi notes. Our perspective shapes reality. With optimism and mental strength, troubles become growth. Happier people enjoy better health, relationships, and resilience when facing challenges. Positivity lessens life's difficulties. Spreading joy creates ripple effects. Pi's resilience shows the value of inner strength and positivity. Like Pi surviving the open seas, happiness helps us weather storms. With grit and optimism, we can transform troubles into catalysts for growth, emerging wiser. Research shows happiness can strengthen our health, relationships, and resilience. Happy people get sick less, have more supportive friends, and better cope with adversity. Joy also boosts longevity, productivity, and altruism. By brightening our outlook, happiness helps us weather life's difficulties and connect with others. Prioritizing well-being is worthwhile. Focusing on fulfillment provides meaning, bolsters mental and physical health, and fosters social bonds. With practice, we can cultivate stable inner joy. When Sam learned about the benefits of happiness, including increased longevity, success, and altruism, they felt even more motivated to pursue fulfillment. Sam wanted those positive outcomes for themselves and to spread to others. They were ready to do the hard inner work, confronting flaws and changing to invite happiness in. While positive happiness has downsides, constant pleasure seeking can leave us unsatisfied, needing more intense experiences. As Pi notes, terrible as it was, God seemed to whisper to me, "To keep you is of no benefit, to destroy you is no loss." Happiness risks complacency, insensitivity, and risky behaviors. Comparing ourselves negatively breeds discontent. It's vital to balance joy with other aspects of a full life. Rather than obsess over happiness, pursue self-knowledge, integrity, community, and spiritual growth. With resilience and wisdom, we can integrate fulfillment with meaning and virtue. Achieving lasting happiness is an ongoing journey that requires care and effort. As author Schopenhauer observed, happiness and satisfaction always imply some desire fulfilled, some state of pain brought to an end. Those who prioritize pleasure often feel dissatisfied. constantly seeking the next desire or high. Pursuing happiness in the abstract is fruitless. Rather than view happiness as some endpoint, we should focus on creating a life and connections that fulfill us. Defining joy subjectively and taking small steps towards satisfying relationships and activities makes lasting contentment feel attainable. Happiness encompasses a range of emotions unique to each individual. By considering what brings deep fulfillment and moving mindfully towards those things, we can craft a life of purpose and meaning. Social support is invaluable for well-being, with research showing it accounts for 43% of our happiness. But quality matters. A few close bonds nurture us more than superficial ties. In the digital age, many relationships lack in-person connection. Interacting online, we miss nonverbal cues. Though we are digitally connected, loneliness abounds. Technology has outpaced human adaptation. We seek relationships online, but they often leave us unfulfilled. Video chats are no substitute for in-person engagement. Our brains evolved for face-to-face interaction over thousands of years. We have yet to adapt to digital communications deficiencies. Hopefully in time, we will learn to use technology thoughtfully, rather than letting it replace social needs. For now, cultivating a small circle of trusted friends to share life's journey may be most nourishing. Deep bonds provide support lacking in superficial relationships. By focusing on quality over quantity, we can find the social connections integral to fulfillment. Materialism leads to misplaced priorities. While money increases happiness to a point, experiences are more fulfilling than possessions. Yet many compulsively chase status symbols and validation. As Jonathan Haidt observed, people will be happier and healthier if they took more time off and spent it with family and friends. Yet America has long been heading in the opposite direction. This consumerism stems from superficial values based on others' approval. Lasting happiness comes from strong inner values like compassion. By living purposefully, we can gain self-sufficiency, redirect efforts to relationships, growth, and community over hollow purchases. Overemphasizing the pursuit of happiness can backfire. As Tal bin Shahar observed, when we fail to attain a desired outcome, we often extrapolate that we have no control. This devaluing happiness happens when people obsess over external sources of joy while neglecting inner fulfillment. Chasing goals like fame or wealth often leaves people unsatisfied. Meaningful relationships and passions are overlooked in favor of superficial fixes. Social media fuels these hollow pursuits, providing platforms to perform victimhood rather than empowerment. By feeding off each other's gloom without seeking solutions, many become ensnared in despair. Lasting happiness comes from within. It requires nurturing self-knowledge and purpose. Inner strength arises through acting with integrity, not chasing validation. Seeking external band-aids like status or sympathy provides only temporary relief. We cultivate true joy by embracing our power to shape our lives through value-based living. Harboring misconceptions about happiness can hamper our well-being. Some believe joy makes us lazy or self-centered, but research shows happiness boosts productivity and compassion. When we feel good, we become more altruistic and engaged. Happiness also promotes relationships and career success. Worrying it won't last can be a self-fulfilling prophecy. With roots of purpose and meaning, contentment endures life's storms. Defining happiness subjectively allows us to take varied personal forms. Rather than view joy as fleeting, recognize its lasting potential. By nurturing gratitude, savoring small pleasures, and seeing life's beauty, we can cultivate stable inner fulfillment. It takes practice on learning mistaken beliefs, but transforming perspective opens us to happiness' lasting gifts. Early trauma shapes our worldview. As Ichiro Kishimi observed, some treat their hurt, troubled background, and trauma as a weapon and plot in how they will control other people. Pain breeds manipulation, yet we aren't defined by childhood wounds. Though primal brain areas fixate on early survival, our rational minds can respond thoughtfully. By courageously making sense of trauma, we diffuse its control. Seeking help to process painful memories is key. Through care, we can rewrite old neural pathways. Our malleable brains allows us to author a hopeful future, no matter our history. With wisdom and practice, we can overcome ingrained patterns. Trusting in ourselves is key to finding happiness. As Ichido Kishimi wrote, if one cannot love oneself, one cannot love others. If one cannot believe in oneself, one cannot believe in others. Self-doubt breeds distrust of others and the world, but by believing in our inner wisdom, we gain conviction. Accepting ourselves, flaws and all, allows us to understand our emotions. This self-compassion is the seed of happiness. When we trust our inner voice, we can weather outer storms with equanimity. Challenges will arise, but we can face troubles with resilience rather than despair. By developing confidence in our choices, we move through life with purpose. The ups and downs are inevitable, but we can steer by an inner compass. Through self-awareness and care, we build the foundations to construct a joyful life. The materials are within us. By loving and understanding ourselves, we find the wisdom and strength to weather life's test. While acknowledging the downsides, Sam realized lasting happiness couldn't mean avoiding pain and difficulty. Challenges would still arise, just as Pi faced storms, hunger, and more during his voyage. But like Pi, Sam resolved to not let the negatives overwhelm the purpose of the journey. Pi kept sight of the destination. Sam would maintain focus on fulfillment. Hardships were inevitable, but Sam could build resilience facing troubles with equanimity instead of despair. By strengthening their roots, the storms of life wouldn't blow Sam's happiness away. So we ask what virtuous habits to adopt to cultivate a life filled with more happiness. Many people have the impression that happiness is a permanent condition in which they are always happy. But unfortunately, joy doesn't last forever. Like any other feeling, it comes and goes. Learning to surf the waves of life rather than being carried away by them is a secret to contentment. I was alone and orphaned in the middle of the Pacific, hanging on to an oar, an adult tiger in front of me, sharks beneath me, a storm raging about me. Pi recalls finding peace despite immense struggle. Like Pi, Sam realized contentment is an inner state not dependent on outer circumstances. Material comforts could be stripped away, but inner fulfillment remained. Recognizing this relieved the pressure for Sam. They had often postponed joy, thinking it would arrive when obtaining some future goal. But Sam saw contentment was available right now. They practiced accepting the present, flaws and all. To their surprise, Sam found tranquility welling up. Even in life's storms, they could choose contentment by cherishing simplicities like a sunrise or quiet prayer. Solitude provides space for self-discovery, as Joseph Campbell noted. The way to find out about your happiness is to keep your mind on those moments when you feel most happy. This requires a bit of self-analysis. What is it that makes you happy? Stay with it. No matter what people tell you, this is what I call following your bliss. Making time for introspection is key. Seeking solitude to replenish their spirit was uncomfortable for Sam initially. Modern life moves at a frenzied, chaotic pace. Unplugging from the constant noise felt foreign after so long saturated in screens and stimulation. But Sam pushed past the unease and began deliberately blocking out alone time. Away from the frenzy of daily demands and digital distraction, they discovered new depths within themselves. Sam's creativity revitalized in the calm quiet. They learned to embrace boredom's gifts of self-reflection. In solitude, Sam gained precious insight into their values, passions, and goals. Sam understood how Pi's long solo journey at sea revealed that time alone doesn't mean loneliness. It can foster self-knowledge if honored. Sam realized enriching their spirit required carving out space away from society's chatter. I don't believe people are looking for the meaning of life as much as they are looking for the experience of being alive, observed Joseph Campbell. Seeking challenges and new experiences provides this vitality and engagement with life. Pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zones expands our limits and builds courage. Historically, cultures use intense trials as rites of passage, understanding the value of overcoming difficulty. Modern comfort often stunts growth by eliminating difficulty and struggle. Seeking out varied routines, new hobbies, and different adventures reawakens our passion for life. When we break habits and learn new skills, stagnation gives way to possibility. True growth comes from truly engaging with the unknown rather than avoiding discomfort. Each new challenge tests our abilities and unveils more of our potential. Much like Pi surviving alone on his journey at sea, by embracing uncertainty and leaning into each test, we can continue to evolve and thrive. The purpose is not any particular end goal, but rather finding meaning in the exhilaration of progress and self-discovery along the way. The human soul longs to worship, but his glory is known if he reveals himself to worshipers. Our deep craving for awe, ritual, and the sublime in life. Activities elicits feelings of transcendence, whether through engaging with nature, music, prayer, or other rituals, can provide this vital sense of the sacred. When we open ourselves up to experiences that create wonder and awe, our mundane worries tend to fall away. Making practices that evoke these elevating feelings a regular habit can bring lasting boost to our happiness. Sharing moments of awe with others in communal rituals, celebrations, and activities is also important, as it helps forge bonds and social connections. Though modern Western society often lacks overt spiritual practices, we still innately yearn for glimpses of transcendent, sacred meaning. Seeking out what elicits wonder and elevation in our lives realigns us with a deeper sense of purpose. Much like Pi finding moments of awe, beauty, and uplift, while appreciating the majestic nature surrounding him during his journey at sea, Sam also sought out spiritual connection through time spent outdoors in nature. Simple practices like taking mindful walks in the woods, savoring the calm of a sunrise, or tending a garden became rituals that lifted Sam's mood. Integrating these small yet uplifting natural rituals and activities into daily life brought a steady sense of brightness. In the end, Sam saw a purposeful life balanced between pleasure and meaning was central to lasting happiness. Like Pi arriving at his destination after persevering through his epic journey, Sam felt they were on the right path, ready to continue seeking meaning and inner peace. Pi's experiences, both highs and lows, led to personal growth and wisdom about life's interconnectedness. Similarly, Sam's insights illuminated that happiness comes from within, not external success. As Pi notes, the world isn't just the way it is how we understand it, no? Doesn't that make life a story? Our perspective shapes our reality. Hard-won knowledge now pointed Sam toward inner light. With renewed hope and energy, Sam looked to the future with optimism. The journey toward happiness would never truly end, just as Pi's revelations only opened him to new mysteries. But for now, Sam was content. They were oriented toward fulfillment, ready to share joy with others along the way.